Welcome back to the program, everyone. Following President Bola Tinubu's appointment of new service chiefs, expectations are high that this new leadership will finally turn the tide against terrorism, banditry, and other forms of insecurity that have plagued the nation for years. But how realistic are these expectations? What immediate steps must the new service chiefs take to restore peace and confidence among Nigerians? And how can government and citizens work together to ensure that the fight against insecurity is both effective and sustainable? And to help us unpack these critical questions and the issues, we're joined by a respected voice in Nigeria's security space, Group Captain Shehu, retired. Thank you very much for joining us again tonight, Group Captain. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Good evening, viewers.
Good evening to you, sir. So Nigerians have, once again renewed their call, because this is not the first time, this is not the second time. This call for a decisive end to terrorism. You're a former military officer and defense analyst, and would like to begin by getting your general thoughts on this growing demand and what it means for the new service chiefs.
Thank you very much. First, I start by appreciating the service of the past CDS and the service chiefs that left office. And I congratulate this new set of service chiefs that have been confirmed by the Senate today and appointed by the President and Commander-in-Chief. Yes, you started by saying this is not the first time. Certainly, this is not the first time. Since 2009 or 2010, this is the sixth set of service chiefs. This current government is about the third, or if you like, fourth government, but the issue of insecurity is still on. Each set of service chiefs, each government comes and in its own way, it has moved the needle, in a way on its own. But the truth is that security still remains our most pressing national challenge. So this is the background that these new services are coming. It is looking like a relay, but it is taking us a very long relay. Each service chief, each government comes and adds its own, and then it passes the baton. So if we look at that, I can understand why Nigerians would say this is not the first time. What are they going to bring? Well, we can only be optimistic and wish them the best. But while wishing them the best, again, we must be, we must be honest to ourselves as retired officers of the Nigerian military. We must also try to give them advice. We must also try to encourage them where they are. Again, we must blame them or try to bring them right to follow the right path. So this new team, again, to me, it's very important because when you look at Nigerian military history, this set, if I recall very well, they are likely the last set of service chiefs that we can say they are the veterans of ECOMOG operations in Liberia and Sierra Leone, even the Bakassi conflict we had with Cameroon. So what does it say? We are coming to the last end of service chiefs that actually saw battle. I am bringing this so that if the service chiefs are listening to me, to understand that they have a chance to make history. With due respect, like I said, they are a kind of watershed in the chain of Nigerian officers. Like I said, 5 sets have tried in their own way and moved the needle. They have a chance to make history if they can bring this security challenges to an end. Their name will be written in gold. But it is not going to be easy. They have to find the good things that their predecessors have done. They also must honestly look at where did their predecessors go wrong and correct those things. One thing I would like to advise them to do, and I think I've started hearing things like that from the current CDS. I didn't, unfortunately, I missed the confirmation, but I read in one of the papers him saying that the Nigerian military does not have enough equipment to confront the challenges. Now, why am I pointing this out? With due respect, as a retired Nigerian military officer, each military has its own tradition. What I find in the Nigerian military tradition is that reticence of the service chiefs to look at the political masters in private, not necessarily in public, and tell them that, sir, for us to finish this war, for us to do this, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have that. I think it is something that has to do with our political culture. This is what other militaries do. So to me, I will call on the service chief to talk frankly You know, I don't want information where you know you are lacking in one aspect or the other, and then you go and be talking like a politician. What do I mean like a politician? To come out and say that the president has given us everything that we need. He has given, in fact, saying that the president has given you everything you need, when he has not given you, you are indicting yourself. Because if the president has given you everything that you need, and you are not doing the job, and the conflict is not ending, then it means you are a poor choice. So I like that language, and I want it to continue, because the truth is that over the years, the Nigerian citizens, especially those that are not in the military, you know, there is this perception that our military is, you know, equipped or manned to the best that it can. It is not so. And these are the kind of frank talk that will make the political master. As you, as a military leader, you are not the one to go and buy equipment. You are not the one to increase defense budget. You are not the one to go and do liaison with other countries that will help us. It is the government, or rather the elected political leaders, that will do that. What you owe them is an honest advice. It is not for you to say whether they will like it, whether they would like to hear it, or they will not like to hear it, or it is going to affect their political fortune. Right. That is not the concern of the military leader. The military leader is to give an honest advice, whether palatable or not palatable, to the political master, so that the political master knows that without this, this cannot be achieved. With this, this can be achieved. So that is one thing that I would like to call on them to do.
All right. You've just advised them to be honest with Mr. President, which I hope they take to. But two things you have said which have struck me in a way. First, you've appreciated the outgone defense chiefs, and you've also said, I mean, you've scared me by saying this is the last set of veterans. How would you then assess the performance of the defense chiefs who have been replaced, and what lessons should these new ones learn from their predecessors? Are there specific areas where, I mean, you believe the previous leadership fell short?
Sorry, please, I'm not hearing you very well. Would you please increase your volume? Sorry.
Group Captain, I want you to assess the performance of the outgone defense chiefs, and what lessons do you think the new ones should learn from their predecessors? Are there specific areas where you believe the previous leadership fell short?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said, this is the sixth set of service chiefs since we started having heightened security challenges from the Boko Haram that started until the time again that we are added on the plate. We have banditry, kidnapping, and so on and so forth. Again, like I said, when you look at every set of service chiefs, there are things they did well, there are things they got wrong. So what I want the service chiefs is that they have been in the service since that 2009, 2010. Most of them are seasoned field commanders. They have been there. Like they teach us in military history, from every general, there is a good aspect you will take, there will be a bad aspect that you will avoid. That is the purpose of military history. So these service chiefs, they are students of military history. All these battles, all these six sets of service chiefs, these officers were serving there. And I'm sure as a military officer, any military officer will tell you, in fact, not only military officer, any soldier will tell you that in his career, he has met a commander who did some things very well, and he has become a role model. And he will also say, there are some things that the commander did wrong, which if I had the chance, I would not do that. Now, having said that, it is not in the military tradition to criticize your superiors. So let me start from the immediate past service chiefs, who generally are my juniors. Yes, and again, to be fair to them, I said they have moved the needle to a certain aspect. I have seen things from their predecessors which are commendable and which people should continue. For example, coordination and jointness. With due respect, I have to be frank that the last outgone service chiefs, we see more jointness and coordination than their predecessors. But it is still not perfect. So if nothing, this current of service chiefs should learn to fight as one defense team. They should build on the coordination and cooperation we saw in the last service set of service chiefs, which I said they did better than their predecessors. They should be fighting as one team. They should not be fighting as different institutions competing one with another. Modern battles are won where the Air Force brings its strength, the Army brings its strength, the Navy brings its strength, even including DSS, including police, because when you look at the area of conflict, all these other agencies are there, and each is bringing its strength. So I think I will point at least one thing that I want him to do. The second thing the lessons they will take is that they should be professional. What do I mean by professional? The work of a soldier is not a politician. The issue of APC, PDP, political fortune or political misfortune, honest, that should not affect the advice that you give the commander-in-chief. What is your own interest is how do we end this conflict? You are not a press singer. Leave the press singers. There are enough politicians to do that. Be very professional. Protect the interests of your subordinates, the interests of your soldiers. Tell the political masters what is missing so that they can make recommendations. Do not give them a false hope that everything is okay when you know everything is not okay. Allow your field commanders to also tell you frankly the things that they are missing. The commander in the field, sometimes he knows more than the service chief that is in Abuja. Please don't gag your commanders when they say they have some lacuna in their operational needs. Please make sure you look into those and you pass them to the political masters. Like I said, for you, it is not that the president would like to hear this or he would not like to hear that. For you is to place the table in hard facts before the president and let him take his decision. Remember, you are not the elected person. It is Mr. President, it is your legislators. These are the people who have been elected by the Nigerian population. You are just a professional that has been hired to do his job. So make sure you do it, with all honesty, with all professionalism.